Good day, everyone. I'm Dr. Mugdha Raut, a practicing obstetrician and gynecologist with special interest in the field of reproductive immunology. We have a center called Dr. Raut Center for Reproductive Immunology at Santa Cruz East, Mumbai, India, where, along with my husband, Dr. Mohan Raut, we do lymphocyte immunization therapy and other forms of immunomodulation in patients with unexplained infertility, unexplained repeated pregnancy loss, and unexplained implantation failures or unexplained IVF failures. Today, I will be discussing a very frequently asked question is that when should the alloimmune factor for rejection be considered and diagnosed in the treatment of fertility or repeated pregnancy loss? When this topic comes to my mind, the case of a couple, Meghna and Srinivas, come to my mind immediately. The couple was referred to me for the alloimmune factor to rule out the alloimmune factor before their 11th IVF cycle. The couple had already undergone 10 IVF cycles at different centers, and before the 11th IVF cycle, the doctor suggested that they should consider the alloimmune factor. So the couple came to me, and when they came to me, I took a detailed history. The history revealed that as soon as the couple did not conceive for 2 years after marriage, they immediately went to a gynecologist where all the routine workup was done. A laparoscopy was done where it was revealed that wife has both her tubes blocked. So the gynecologist suggested to them, and the couple immediately decided to undergo an IVF cycle. Now, before the IVF cycle, they underwent a series of tests. An IVF cycle was started. The first two IVF cycles did not succeed. So the couple was suggested to undergo genetic testing, various other tests like tests for autoimmune factors like ANA, lupus anticoagulant. Again, a thyroid prolactin was done. Again, tests were done to rule out diabetes, hypertension, kidney functions. And once everything was fine, the third IVF cycle was done. But this time the couple had in mind that probably their gametes are not good enough. So they suggested to the doctor to use donor eggs. The third cycle went with donor eggs, also did not succeed. The fourth cycle went with donor embryo, but that also did not succeed. And the couple was in a dilemma as to why this is happening to us. But they went on and so forth. They continued and they did 10 IVF cycles. Ultimately, they went to another IVF center where where it had succeeded for one of their friends. However, this doctor decided that we must rule out the alloimmune factor and referred to us. I explained to the couple the concept of alloimmune rejection of pregnancy, where a baby which is 50% mother and 50% father, having foreign antigens from a different father, can get rejected by the immune system and cause repeated pregnancy loss, unexplained IVF failures, or unexplained infertility. The couple underwent all the tests immediately to rule out the alloimmune factor, which was HLA cross-match, TNF alpha, natural killer cells, and a fresh infection profile of the husband and wife. The couple already knew their blood groups. When the results came, the HLA cross-match was negative, And the natural killer cells had showed a very low percentage of CD16 and 56 cells. So the couple was advised lymphocyte immunization therapy. Now, before they underwent lymphocyte immunization therapy, the couple had a lot of questions, and so did their doctor. So we had a conference call with their doctor, with their IVF specialist, and where the doctor asked me one question is, uh, could this be have been diagnosed earlier, or do you think that this factor must have been existing long time along with the other factors? The couple also had one of the same questions in their mind. Now, in fact, yes, the alloimmune factor can coexist with all the other factors which are normally known for repeated pregnancy loss or IVF failures. In fact, up to 40% of IVF failures or unexplained infertility and 80% of repeated pregnancy loss could be attributed to the alloimmune factor. So then the doctor asked me what additional tests that I can do for other patients who come to me so that we can diagnose it earlier. So I said a simple endometrial biopsy, anywhere from the 18th day of the period up to the 25th day or even on the first day of the period to detect the endometrial CD57 cells in the endometrium will be very diagnostic of the alloimmune factor. Now, this couple underwent lymphocyte immunization therapy and they underwent IVF 4 to 6 weeks after undergoing lymphocyte immunization therapy. So today they are 16 weeks pregnant, being monitored very closely, and the baby and the mother are both fine. So, friends, ideally, we must think of the alloimmune factor much earlier on in the fertility treatment. Suppose even before an IUI, you can think of the alloimmune factor. Okay, suppose the couple has already undergone 2 or 3 IUIs. Consider the alloimmune factor after 2 failed IUIs or even 3 failed IUIs. And definitely consider the alloimmune rejection before an IVF factor. This will prevent a lot of anguish, financial sorrow, and health issues to the couple and help them conceive sooner. And at the end of it, I would just like to say one thing is yesterday itself, one couple who had conceived after 6 IVF failures, after they did a lymphocyte immunization therapy, after 6 IVF failures, came with their couple friend and said, Doctor, please, they have to go in for IVF. So we don't want them to go through 6 IVF failures like us. So first, please do their tests, diagnose and do the lymphocyte immunization therapy. So yesterday we have done the tests, waiting for the results. So friends, my take home message here is that think about the alloimmune factor earlier on in the fertility treatment or after repeated pregnancy loss. Do not wait for multiple attempts because more the number of IVF failures and more the number of repeated pregnancy losses, more is the chance of the alloimmune factor. A simple endometrial biopsy done anywhere from the 18th day of the period to the 25th day of the period, or even sometimes up to the first day of the next period to detect the endometrial CD57 cells can definitely help us diagnose the alloimmune factor much earlier. And earlier immunomodulatory treatment in the form of active immunomodulation of lymphocyte immunization therapy will definitely help us to help many couples have a baby of their dreams.